community on Instagram, and I make videos trying to empower people to do the things that feel scary for them in order to change their life. And part of that journey to help empower others is to be really honest with myself about the decisions I make based on things that scare me, and to have a lot of integrity and really do something about them. So I'm on several journeys, one big huge journey, I guess, to change my life, and I have been. And when I say things that are scary, I don't mean fearing death, or I don't mean jumping out of airplanes. I mean those little things that elude you year after year after year because for whatever reason there's something very scary about it for you. As my goal is to teach people how to feel more comfortable with that feeling of being scared. It's like working a muscle. You got to keep working that muscle. When you first go to the gym, you're not very strong and it feels like you can never get to that goal, but you work on it a little bit and a little bit and a little bit until doing things that feel scary aren't as impossible as they were in the beginning. So for me, I lost 100 pounds. I went to graduate school. I started modeling. I traveled and left the country. So many things that had eluded me for most of my life, things that I dreamt of doing, but for many reasons I was too scared to do. Mostly because I thought I couldn't do it, and ultimately afraid of fear. So today we're gonna talk about this big, huge thing that I did that felt very scary, that has changed my life in so many ways. And in honor of Thanksgiving, it has to do with giving and being thankful. And it's when I started volunteering with the Global Autism Project. And part of that process was fundraising. And honestly, the fundraising was the scariest part. So here we go. I finished graduate school and I wanted to give back. I wanted to be able to share the things that I have learned over the last 18 years teaching children with autism with communities that really needed it. And so when I felt it was the right time and my place to be a part of the Global Autism Project, I hesitated for a long time. Because what the Global Autism Project does is they go into developing countries and they teach teachers how to teach children with autism. So it's this fantastic, sustainable effort where we get to empower a community so they can help themselves and help these children have better lives. But it takes funds to do that. So the nonprofit needs funds to get there. So part of that journey is to raise $5,000. That's why I didn't do it for so long. Because, okay, $5,000 is a lot of money, but the idea of raising $5,000 is attached to so many thoughts. First of all, no one's gonna wanna give me any money. That's what was plaguing my mind most of the time. Like, what if nobody believes in my mission? What if nobody thinks that I can do it, or that it's a worthy mission, or that I'm the person to do it? What if nobody hears me? What if I fail? The idea of asking for money is mortifying to me. Really, it was terrible. But eventually I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put myself out there. And some people donated it, and it was amazing when people gave their hard-earned money to this mission and believed me and my belief in the mission. But it was nowhere near $5,000. And I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it. So many times I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it. So I kept being faced with this, like, you're not going to be able to do it. It can't be done. It's impossible. Not enough people are going to believe in you. And the whole process is frightening because you're putting yourself out there publicly. People who haven't been very active on social media before suddenly have to. You suddenly just have to be forthright and ask for things, and oh, it's so much. So someone came forward and wanted to help me put on a pretty large event. So for I was feeling like, okay, I think this is gonna happen, and I was kind of banking on that event to be like the big money maker, but it didn't happen. And with a few weeks left of the deadline, because there's a deadline to raise this money, I had to hustle, and I had to hustle real bad. I just suddenly had all this fire in me and just wanted to prove to myself more than anything that I could find a way that I could have the endurance and the persistence to do it, and it was so empowering. So what I did is I just thought of all the things that I already did have. I wasn't in a position to spend any money on making money. I could barely afford to go or have the time off. I was making this huge leap of faith. So I started thinking of what resources I did have, and I just put myself out there in a way I had never before. So I raffled tattoos because so many tattoo artists came to me and were so generous, and it was amazing. I made lasagna and sold it for lunch. I made a ton of money doing that. I made baby blankets and sent them all over the world. I did photo shoots because people were seeking me out for photo shoots and wanting to do things that I had done in the past. So I created that, several of them. I just thought of all the things I already had and figured out what I could make from them. I did a sustainable beauty retreat. I did a sunrise yoga class because I had space where the sun rose. And I found all these amazing humans that were willing to donate their time and their money and their effort. And it was so life-changing. This thing I thought I could never do, this thing that felt so impossible was happening, and I did it. I made it. I raised the money. And then I did it again. I did it twice. And actually now I've become a leader with the Global Autism Project. And so now I get this opportunity to lead teams of therapists to different countries. And I'll be going on another trip soon. Can't wait to announce that. But I just wanted to share how much my life changed by doing this thing that I thought was so scary and felt so impossible to do. And even before going on the trip, which changed my life in so many ways on its own, this process of doing something I didn't think I could do changed me as a woman. I'm different. I'll never be the same. I am so much more aware of my capabilities and aware of the fact that I will keep going until I figure out a way. And the thing is, all my ideas didn't work. So many of them were flops. So many of them didn't raise much money at all. But I learned you just gotta get the wheel moving. You just gotta get the process going. And it will build, and it will build, and it will build. And so when things feel so big and so huge and so far away, you just gotta start moving. When it feels terrible, just tolerate that feeling and get it moving. So I'm gonna try to get tricky with my video editing stuff because I'm starting at ground zero, and attach some of the flyers of the events that I did. But I just hope that if there's something that feels so meaningful to you and is so attached to your values but feels impossible and scary, that you put yourself out there and give it a shot. And if it feels like you're failing in the beginning, just keep it moving. Just keep it moving. It will happen someday. I hope that my journey helps to empower you. And happy Thanksgiving. And Giving Tuesday is coming soon, so I think this is perfect timing for us to really think about our values and what we believe in and put towards our effort and our resources to something that means something to us and we think will make a difference. Happy Thanksgiving. Please subscribe to my channel. For you new YouTubers, you just like press that little red word that says subscribe and, you know, press the like button. I'm learning all about this, but I'm hoping to keep growing, and I appreciate all of your support. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.